You hear it all the time, right? AI is getting smarter, making decisions that can rival and sometimes even beat human experts. But when you really get down to it, is there some kind of fundamental difference? A human spark that a machine just can't copy? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into today.
Yeah, when you see an image like this, the line between us and our creations, it starts to get a little blurry, doesn't it? But if you look past all the complex code and the neural networks, is there a gap that just can't be bridged between how we choose and how they compute?
So, to get to the bottom of that question, we got to look beyond the tech, beyond the hardware, and really zero in on one single powerful idea: agency. Okay, so what in the world is agency? Well, based on research from the National Institutes of Health, it's not just about doing things. It's about being able to act on your own, with intention, and, now this is the real kicker, being held accountable for those actions. It's about being the true author of your choices. And this is where it gets really interesting. We already have AI making these huge decisions in medicine, in finance, even deciding who gets hired for a job. These systems are acting on their own, sure, but does that mean they truly have agency? To really put this idea to the test, we have to push it to the absolute limit. We need to find a situation where all the data, all the logic, all the good reasons you could possibly have, they just run out.
And to do that, we're going to borrow a brilliant thought experiment from philosopher Ruth Chang that just cuts right to the very heart of this whole thing.
So imagine this. You're facing a massive life-altering choice. On one hand, you could become a trapeze artist. We're talking sequins, daring feats, life under the big top. On the other hand, you could be a philosopher, a quiet life of research, asking those deep questions. You've weighed every single pro, every single con, and it is a perfect, dead-even tie.
So, what do you do? The reasons are perfectly balanced, the data gives you nothing, your logic has hit a wall. How in the world do you break the tie?
This is where that human spark really shows up. See, the solution isn't about finding one more reason you might have missed. No, it's about willing a brand new one into existence. This brings up a fascinating idea called a voluntarist reason. It's a reason that you literally create for yourself through your own will, right at that moment when all the other given reasons have failed you. It doesn't come from the outside world, it comes from inside you. And here's where it just clicks. As Chen puts it, you can, just by an act of will, decide that your secret love for sequins is now a real reason. A second ago, it was silly, maybe trivial, but now you just made it the deciding factor. You gave it value.
And that's so important. This isn't just like flipping a coin. It's not random. By creating this new reason, you are literally shaping who you are. You're building your own rational identity. You're committing to being the kind of person who values sequence over solitude.
Okay, so that's the human way of doing it, an act of pure creation. But what about an AI? What happens when a machine faces that exact same perfect high? How does it solve the problem? Well, the difference is it's stark. We create a voluntarist reason. It comes from inside us, from our will, and it creates personal meaning. The AI, on the other hand, it just follows a programmed protocol. Its reasons are just logic or math or maybe just randomness. The outcome isn't meaning, it's just an output. I mean, an AI's toolkit for breaking a tie is totally mechanical. It might use logic, right? It'll look at its training data and see which choice is statistically more likely. It could use math, calculating some kind of confidence score. It could even just follow a dumb rule like pick the one with the lowest number. Or it can just flip a digital coin. The point is, none of that is about creating new value. So why does any of this philosophical stuff matter in the real world? Because this distinction, it doesn't just define what makes us different, it completely redefines our purpose in a world full of AI. Some people are even calling it humanity's second chance. Really, it all comes down to this. AI is an unbelievable tool for optimization, for sifting through data and finding the best path. But our ability, our uniquely human ability to create reasons when the data runs out, that's what makes us irreplaceable. I just love this quote from the World of Work AI reports. It says that AI plus human intelligence turns cog workers into cognitive athletes. Think about that for a second. We're not just cogs in a machine anymore. We get to be the athletes, using these incredible tools to compete on a whole new level. And this partnership, it's already showing amazing results.
An MIT study found that using tools like ChatGPT can boost a person's productivity by up to 40%. I mean, that's a massive leap forward.
And the money behind all this is just staggering. The global AI market is projected to be worth almost $740 billion by 2030. This isn't a small trend. This is a complete economic transformation.
And don't think this is something for the distant future. It's happening right now. According to one report, over 90% of top service providers are already using artificial intelligence in their business.
So what this means for all of us is that our value at work is changing. It's becoming less about just executing tasks that we're given and more about navigating the unknown, about innovating, about leading, and about making that tough call when the data's gone and the choice is anything but clear. So I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. What if our most human trait, the thing that truly measures our intelligence, isn't about finding the right answer from a list of options, but having the power to create an answer when none exists?